Feats. Giant feats. No, not Bigfoot. The giant UA includes 10 different feats for players. I personally love having tons and tons of feats to pick from. My first system was Pathfinder 1st edition, and when I got into 5th edition, I was disappointed that there weren't that many feats. So when I see new ones nowadays, I smile. Disclaimer, by the way, if you're new to the game, I don't recommend you read or use UA because this is playtest material, so chances are very high it's not good for the system. I will also assume you know the system itself very well throughout this video. I'll be looking at this through the lens of optimization. Welcome to Back Tactics. They have again added some prerequisites for some of these feats, and even have a feat chain, or as Wizards of the Coast calls it, feat stacks. Or at least that's what Crawford calls it. I don't know. I'll be honest, I'm not really excited about any of these feats. None of them are powerful enough to need a level requirement, and the feat stacking seems really unnecessary. It's quite a lot. I hope you can open up the UA on the side if you want and read all the nitty gritty. I'll just give small descriptions and my opinions. I don't like long videos in general. I'll start with the feat stacking feats. That is Rune Carver Apprentice and Rune Carver Adept. Rune Carver Apprentice is actually one of 2 ways in this UA to get Shield Spell on your character. Currently, the only way to get Shield Spell through a feat and still be able to cast it with spell slots is Strixhaven Initiate, which is not accessible to everyone, so it's cool to see new ways to get it. You can get 1 first level spell from this list and use it once for free without material components, and then you can cast it normally with spell slots. Really, the only spells I can see here that are worth picking up are Bless, Goodberry, Command, Shield, and maybe Fog Cloud for a rainy day. Bless and Command are solid on a druid. Shield is good on a lot of casters, and Goodberry on a life cleric is outstanding. The thing is, most spells can be picked up easily enough with a dip into another class, which normally gives you a lot more good stuff. I often hear people say that dipping delays spell casting too much, but it's almost always worth doing. Maybe if you play in a non-multiclass game, this is okay, but even there you can get something like Shield through the new Githzari race from Monsters of the Multiverse. Runecrafter Adept allows you to get a proficiency bonus number of different spells from the list instead of just 1, which is cool, but it seems to literally just replace the other feats. So that's useless now. This seems okay as 1 feat, but definitely not worth 2. I'll continue the shield train with Keenness of the Stone Giants. This has a prerequisite of 4th level, and it looks a tiny bit like Fate Touch mechanically. You learn Detect Thoughts and a 1st level spell from the Abjuration or Divination School. Some solid options here are Absorb Elements, Gift of Alacrity, and Shield, but you are better off picking up Fate Touch if you want Gift of Alacrity. You also gain Dark Vision out of a range of 60 feet. I would kinda like this feat if it got a better spell instead of Detect Thoughts. Dark Vision is pretty useful, and something like Shield is too, but I don't know, not insane. Soul of the Storm Giant next. This one is gated at 8th level. It allows you to cast Divination without needing material components once per day. Additionally, also once per day, you can use a bonus action to make yourself a 10-foot aura for 1 minute, in which you can half creature's speed. Additionally, attack rolls have disadvantage against you. I have no idea why this is once per day. Are you expected to do 1 encounter and then take a long rest? Or maybe Wizards of the Coast assumes this is stronger than it is. Not sure. I don't like this. Maybe if this was a half feat, I wouldn't be so negative. To be fair, I think everything here should be a half feat. Vigor of the Hill Giant has some cool ideas, but also has problems with the amount of uses. You can take this at level 4, by the way. You can use your reaction not to to be moved or knocked prone when an effect would do so. And you can heal more when a healing spell is used on you. This is a proficiency bonus amount of times per day, and it gives you constitution modifier amount of more healing. This is not a lot of extra healing. If you have +3 con and you get like 6 extra HP in a day at level 4 and 18 at level 20, I think that sucks. I think removing the limit completely might be overkill, especially when you consider healing spells that can heal you multiple times, like Goodberry, but this is really not enough. Guile of the Cloud Giant has a prerequisite of 8th level, which again is overkill. You get proficiency and expertise in either deception or persuasion. And you can cast Blur once without expending a spell slot, material components, and without concentration. Even if that is the case, I don't want to be using my action in combat to cast bleh. Once you do that, you can recast the spell with spell slots, but with concentration. Fury the Frost Giant, Fury of the Frost Giant, which you can get at level 4. You get resistance to cold damage. And when you are hit with an attack, you can use your reaction to frighten the attacker until its next turn. You can do that a proficiency bonus amount of times per day. This is quite similar to Infernal Constitution, which gives you resistance to cold and poison, advantage on saving throws against poison, and is a half feat. And that feat is not rated highly. I think this should definitely be a half feat, if anything. Ember of the Fire Giant. For some reason, you need to be level 8 for this one. You get fire resistance, as you might have expected. You also get to replace an attack during your attack action with a fire burst against anyone you want within 15 feet of you for 2d6 plus proficiency bonus fire damage on a dexterity saving throw. And be blinded until the start of your next turn, or save for half without getting blinded. This is also proficiency bonus times per day. This does worse damage and affects a smaller area than the light domain clerics, channel divinity, which they get at level 2. However, that doesn't blind. And the marshal could still attack after this, so I guess this feat has that going for it. Still, I think this should also be a half feat. Elemental Touched. This made me hyped because I thought we would get a new Fate Touched, but I was wrong. You get Druidic Craft and Thaumaturgy, and you can choose either the effect of water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, the 4 nations lived together in harmony. Gator! Did you mess around with the scripts? Sorry about that. You can choose one of those elements and change its every long rest. You can use their effects as a bonus action. A proficiency bonus number of times. Air gives you a little bunny hop. Earth allows you to make some difficult terrain, but can move through it normally. Fire allows you to disengage without action economy. And water is a big telekinetic-like push effect. None of them are partially strong, but I probably like the Earth one the most because you can combo this with Spirit Guardians. Why isn't this one a half feat? I don't understand. We're at the end with a banger. And no, I'm not kidding. This is like the worst feat in this UA. Outsized Might. At least it doesn't have a prerequisite. You get proficiency in acrobatics or athletics. And you get powerful build, so you count as one size larger when carrying stuff, basically. And you get advantage against being moved or knocked prone. This doesn't even allow little kobold me to use a heavy weapon properly. Like, that could easily be a feat. Why is that not in the game yet? I don't understand. By Pun. This is just bad. Play a Goliath or something if you want this. Conclusion. Buff all these feats. Right now, they all feel like half feats. Anyways, guys, next video is Magic Missile on Friday. I hope I earned your subscription. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye!